Patrick just hit 100K last month without ever posting a single post on Facebook, relying on referrals, or utilizing any lead gen websites. All he did was use a systematized strategy that we created for him, and in this video, you're gonna learn exactly how he did it and how you can model the same thing. So before I go over exactly what we did with him, I'm gonna quickly go over what his before state was and what our starting point was. So when we started working with him, he was pretty much stuck at 12K per month. He didn't really have a closer, meaning he had to do all of the closing for himself. He didn't really have any lead nurturing system, and the whole system wasn't even set up properly because he didn't know that much about advertising. And not only did he not have a proper paid acquisition system, he didn't even have any organic social media presence, right? So he wasn't even getting any free leads from his social media. And even when he did generate attention, his offer was pretty generic. He was doing most of the work himself, and even when he did get some attention and some leads, due to his generic offer, most of them didn't end up converting, and those who did converted at a way lower price point. And the worst of all, he was actually doing everything himself, which led him to be overworked and frustrated because he was constantly getting rejected on sales calls by parents who weren't really all that serious. And that ultimately led him to have no time left for his family or hobbies, and he was basically unsure about the future of his business, and he was quite close to giving up actually. And a couple of months after implementing the system, he was actually able to scale to 100K per month. He became the leading authority in his SAT niche. He was able to hit a 18x ROAS on ads, meaning for every $1 he put in, he got $18 back. And here's everything we did to achieve that outcome. First, we had to look at his offer, right? We wanted to make sure that his offer is something that when a student or a parent sees it, it instantly clicks in their mind and they're like, yes, this is exactly what I want. They not only click on the ad, they book a call and they hop on a call serious with buying intent. And the way we did that for him specifically was we wanted to move away from the generic tutoring offers, which are like 10 hours of tutoring, 20 hours, or maybe 5 hours, whatever you're offering, right? We moved into a more results-based offer, and we also niched down. So we didn't just offer SAT tutoring. We went and created a unique marketing angle to make sure that we're offering a subsect of the SAT market. And his offer statement looks something like this. You'll get a 1400 on your SAT guaranteed in insert a time frame, or you get 100% of your money back. And only once we actually dialed in his offer was it worth for us to even go in and focus on lead flow. Because again, if your offer isn't good, it doesn't really matter how many leads you get because none of them will really convert. But just before we get into lead flow, this is actually where most tutors screw up. They get some leads, and some of them even get very cheap leads. But because they don't have a proper nurturing system, none of the leads convert. Because again, you can get leads and you can have a decent offer, but if your automations, your follow-ups, your nurturing emails, SMSs are not dialed in, none of the leads will convert once again. You also need to properly educate your prospects, right? Because if the prospect hops on a call with you and all they know is your offer statement, right, that you have a guarantee, they're still not nearly educated enough to even consider buying. So what we did with Patrick is we actually made sure that all of his follow-ups, all of his nurturing emails and SMSs are dialed in specifically for his SAT offer, that we're giving people value, and that we're having specific dedicated videos to educate our prospects so that once they actually hop on the call with his closer, that they know exactly what his offer is, they know exactly what they can expect, and they pretty much just need to figure out the logistics. After that, they're pretty much ready to get started. So once we have the offer and all of the systems dialed in, then we can go into lead flow. Here we did all of the creatives for him. We used only pre-tested creatives that we knew were gonna convert, and we were able to get $3 and $5 leads, and we were able to get 73,000 with just 4K ad spent in January. On the organic side, we were able to get him 40,000, 10,000, 100,000, 50,000 views, just to make sure that not only are we using paid traffic, but we're also utilizing organic social media presence to its full potential so that we can actually get leads for free from the organic as well. And once we're actually getting the leads, we then obviously need to set them in as appointments. So here we placed a trained appointment setter that knew what he was doing, So here, due to all of the systems that we implemented, most of the people actually booked a call by themselves because again, they knew exactly what to expect. They knew that his offer was good and his offer was what they actually wanted, right? It wasn't just 10 hours of tutoring. So most people actually just booked a call themselves. But there's always gonna be that small percentage of people who just don't book, mostly for logistical reasons or because, your ad just caught them in a bad time. So we also placed a trained appointment setter into his business to make sure that we squeeze as much juice out of these leads as possible. And we were able to consistently get him 4 or 5 calls every single day. And all of this eventually resulted in 100K in cash collected in a single month. And this ultimately led him to finally be in control of his business and his finances. He was finally confident in the future of his business and was no longer thinking of giving up. And most importantly, he was actually able to achieve consistency and predictability with his business. Right now, he pretty much knows what next month is going to look like. He can confidently invest in his business, knowing roughly what the investment will result into, because he's not guessing if he'll have clients the next month or not. And we finally figured out how to make tutors not just survive, but actually thrive in the new age of online tutoring. And we're ready to implement our 7-figure tutoring blueprint into new tutoring businesses. Now, this blueprint focuses on solving the main 4 obstacles that are keeping most tutors from experiencing 100K a year all the way up to 100K per month. And the first thing that we need to start with is the offer. And after testing an infinite amount of offers, we finally figure out the most irresistible offer, allowing us to have parents begging to work with us. We've actually had countless clients implement this exact same offer to start closing parents/students nonstop. And we speak with online tutors every day who are struggling to find an edge and can't seem to close potential deals just because they have no unique offer or mechanisms within their service that makes parents actually want to work with them. Here's some proof that I actually know what I'm talking about. We've got 23 sales in a week, 14 sales in a week, 60K cash collected, 2K from organic alone in a single day without spending a single dollar on ads. Here we have 8K total, 6 extra OS, 25K cash. Once we got the offer, we need to configure the systems correctly. And every online tutor thinks that they have a lead problem, but in reality, they actually have a systems problem because they're still manually replying to all of the DMs, manually following up with the leads, sending Zoom links and payment info. And every time they try to grow, they just burn out or drop the ball. Because at the end of the day, you're still human and you can't work 24/7 like a machine. And that's why the best tutors don't just have a great offer or great ads. They have systems behind the scenes that actually make sure every lead gets properly followed up with, every parent gets nurtured, and every booking is as frictionless as possible. And here's exactly what you need to implement. We need a CRM that, first of all, tracks every lead, tracks every call, tracks every payment, and everything in between. We need this CRM to have automated follow-ups so that we can have a machine that can actually work 24/7, because again, you're human, you can't do that yourself. So this machine needs to work across email, SMS, and DMs, so not a single parent ever forgets to get back to you. We need a streamlined calendar system that makes it easier for parents to book without going back and forth. We need notifications and tracking, so you always know where you're at in your business. You always know which leads are converting and where your revenue is coming from. And we need dashboards and reports, so you know what's working, you know where to double down, you know when to invest more into the system and when to pull back. This isn't just about looking professional, by the way. We want to actually replace chaos with control and organization. So if you actually want to enroll 10 to 20 or even 50 plus students per month without losing your mind completely, the systems part is non-negotiable. So once we got the offer and the systems down, we need to focus on actually generating new attention. And after helping hundreds of online tutors launch their client acquisition campaigns, I've learned that the top 1% of tutors are inevitably more successful because they leverage more than just one acquisition channel. And they also focus on creating a personal brand. While the rest of the industry is stuck competing, posting on Facebook groups or sending cold DMs that are never read by parents, by the way, while we're leveraging the following to stand out and dominate the industry. 1, we need paid ads. We need paid ads because we need immediate attention right away to make sure you're getting money as soon as possible. And we need paid ads that actually filter out time wasters and book only qualified leads. We also need organic content, because without trust and credibility, you're just throwing money out the window with paid ads. And we can also leverage the content to pre-handle objections and position yourself as the expert in the niche. Once we got the leads, we need the right parent nurturing process. We need to make sure that the parents are educated enough, they know exactly what your offer is, they know why you're different, and they know why you charge a premium price, so they don't get shocked when you tell them that your tutoring is $2,000. Last but not least, if you're gonna dominate your niche, you need to create a personal brand. And we've actually built our 7-figure lead gen system, modeling not just our own agency, but also from looking at the data from our top online tutors. And we strongly believe that you need all of the above implemented to get leads, to get appointments, and to actually close some deals. And again, here's some more proof. £3 leads, £4 leads, $5 leads, $3 leads, £4 leads, and millions of views on the organic. So once we have all of the attention, we need to convert it. And we've seen it across hundreds of tutoring businesses. Even when appointments are flowing in, most tutors actually choke on sales. They show up to the call and start teaching, explaining their methods, and just giving way too much free advice. And at the end of the day, most of them let the parents walk away without ever making a decision. And if you do that, if you let someone walk away from the call without either telling you yes or no, they're usually never coming back. So to combat this, we've built our 7-figure conversion system, because we knew that tutors needed a repeatable, pressure-free structure that consistently turns booked calls into high-ticket enrollments and cash in your bank account. So here's what the system includes. First of all, a discovery call script that actually uncovers real pain points, not just they need better grades, but why they need it. Do they need to go to uni? Do they need it for a better job? Do they need it for general life improvement? We need to know the deep-rooted pain points that they have, because the deeper the pain, the more they're willing to spend for you to fix it. We included a framing process that shifts the parent's mindset from "can I afford this?" to "how can I get started?" and "how can I make?" We also included a closing method that removes the hesitation and gets decisions on the call. And lastly, objection handling for every possible scenario, so that you know exactly what to say regardless of which objection they throw at you, whether that's "I need to think about it," "need to talk to the spouse," "I need to pray on it," or "I need to think about it." We've had tutors who were undercharging at $25 an hour implement this exact conversion system, and once they did it, they started closing 1K, 2K, and even 3K packages consistently, with parents actually feeling lucky to buy from them. And here's again some proof. Closed 2 clients today from the new ads. Things are looking good, guys. And some more proof as well. And we've actually been working on something special behind the scenes that has been generating really crazy results for our clients. And we're ready to help more online tutors implement our insights. So right now we're actually looking for 5 online tutors who are ready to scale past that 30K to 100K per month in the next 6 to 12 months. We also want to validate that our model and systems that we've already been implementing for our internal clients can work for everyone else as well, before we increase the price by $3,000 and release it to the public next month. So let us help you build and implement our 7-figure tutoring offer, our 7-figure backend infrastructure and systems, our 7-figure lead gen systems, and our 7-figure conversion system. And if you can leverage the above to scale past 20 to 50K per month, I will offer you the opportunity to have me as a partner within your tutoring business and help you scale even past 100K per month. And in order to make it inevitable for you to be successful, we've decided to offer the following bonuses only for the first 5 people that claim our 7-figure tutoring blueprint. First is an AI appointment setter. And let me ask you this: did you become an online tutor just to chase leads and follow up with parents who ignore you? Exactly. That's why we're gonna install our fully trained AI appointment setter directly into your CRM that will respond to parents instantly, follow up non-stop, pre-qualify the parents, make sure to screen out the low intent leads, and book calls only with those who are financially ready to enroll with your business today. And this same setter has already helped our clients hit a 60% plus booking rate and close students within a few days, meaning it also reduced the sales cycle. Second, we will include a reactivation campaign to revive all of your dead leads, because most tutors that I talk to actually have a list of old leads just sitting there doing nothing, or maybe they have a Facebook or a school group with 100, 250, or even 1,000 people that are just sitting there Not because they're not interested, but more so because no one followed up properly. So if you have a Facebook group, a school group, or just a bunch of leads sitting in your CRM, we will be launching a reactivation campaign that goes straight into your CRM or into your Facebook group or into your school community, or even if you have a WhatsApp group. And we will hit them across all channels to make sure that we pull them back on your calendar. And just using this one campaign alone helped one SAT tutor enroll 7 new students in 4 days without spending a single cent on new ads or leads. And third, we will actually cover your first month's ad spend. Because let's be real, one of the biggest concerns that you're gonna have before investing in a system like this is, what if the ads don't work? And I can completely understand that, right? You don't want to gamble your own money just for a chance for the funnel to convert. And that's why we're actually putting our money on the line first, and we will fully cover your first month's ad spend out of our own pocket so that you can see the system in action without risking a single dollar upfront. And here's what this means for you. You don't have to stress out while we're still testing and optimizing the system. You don't have to waste a single dollar on the ads while we're actually still dialing in your cost per lead and your cost per call. And there's no guessing if it works, because you'll see the results first before you can start spending your own money on the ads. We've already validated the creative, targeting, and funnel across dozens of tutoring niches, so you're not really betting on us, we are betting on ourselves and giving you the upside. So for the next 10 days or so, we're actually opening up a few more slots in our calendars to speak and onboard the first 5 online tutors who are interested in leveraging our 7-figure tutoring blueprint before we actually increase the price and release it to the public. And I'm actually personally going to be taking some of these calls with founders, as my team can't really handle all of the volume that we're already generating from our other funnels. And lastly, the bonuses we offer are only available for the first 5 tutors to validate our blueprint and systems. So to speak to me directly, just click on the link below this video and book a call.